on this part of the debate, the question is whether those who have been saying this is a conspiracy to frame an innocent man have got it completely wrong. Shabnam Lone is a senior advocate of the Supreme Court. She's joining us from Delhi. Majid Memon, National Secretary of the NCP and senior advocate. Smriti Irani, Member of Parliament of the BJP, and Rahul Narvekar of the Shiv Sena. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Shabnam Lone, had this been a conspiracy to frame an innocent man, the kind of line that you are taking, why would SAR Gilani have been let off? It is actually a tribute to this nation's judicial process and its commitment to holding the truth, upholding the truth, that the evidence was weighed on merit, not on suspicion. The evidence was not even measured on emotion. It was measured on merit. And the 2003 judgment, October 2003, 392-page judgment is a testimony to that. I hope have you read it?
Arnab, can I respond? I can't hear.
Yes.
I can't hear.
Go ahead.
Hello? Hello? Well, Arnab, I don't agree with what you have said at the very outset. This conspiracy theory, I don't know who is saying about conspiracy. Well, I am strictly on the procedure that has been followed in this case. And I'm saying that the procedure that has been followed in this case is bereft of natural justice. And you would say naturally how? The first question would be, has the law taken its own course? Or was the law taken in a manner, was it hijacked by people who wanted the law to take a particular course? See, when Mr. Narvekar is here, I heard him in the morning. He made a specific statement. Mr. Javadekar of the BJP made a specific statement saying that it was our relentless pressure and the pressure from the media that actually made the government take this decision. So, in the backdrop of these two statements, is it not fair for me to say that this was a decision that was brought about in the wake of political expediency?
First rebut coming in from Smriti Irani. Rahul Narvekar, you have raised your hand out there.
And secondly,
okay, because a specific reference was made to Rahul Narvekar. Rahul Narvekar goes first.
I would. Now, what is the law laid down by the Honourable Supreme Court? Go to State of Haryana versus Jagdish. What does the Supreme Court say? Supreme Court says, if there is inordinate delay in dealing with a clemency petition, the delay in
now itself becomes the court. I will have to quote the court as well.
Grant of clemency.
You are quoting the court. I did not want to quote the court. But if you quote the court incorrectly, Shabnam Lone, please allow me. Shabnam Lone, I did not want to. I simply wanted to get a reaction from the other panelists. But if you, Shabnam Lone, quote the court out of context and incorrectly, then I will also quote the court back to you. You are a lawyer. Please remember Maruram versus Union of India, where the court says political vendetta or party favoritism cannot but be interlopers in this area. The order, which is a product of extraneous or mala fide factors, will vitiate the exercise. This was said in that particular case. And it was also said that human beings are not chattels and cannot be used as pawns in furthering some larger political or social government policy. This is Jagdish versus State of Madhya Pradesh. In other words, there will be lobbies who will want to use the case of the parliament attack to further their political interests, to use human beings as chattels, as pawns in that game. But Shabnam Lone, it cannot be allowed. And you did not answer my question about SAR Gilani being let off. I want responses. Smriti Irani raised her hand.
No.
I first go across to Rahul Narvekar, who was referred to by Shabnam Lone.
By the court about SAR Gilani is incorrect.
Hear the counter argument.
Incorrect. Do you
hear the counter argument?
Do you challenge the veracity?
Rahul Narvekar, please. Shabnam Lone, Rahul Narvekar, please.
Well,
I think Ms. Shabnam Lone is getting a little too carried away in an attempt to express or put forth her views on this matter. And in that bargain, she has forgotten to quote a lot of other relevant things, which I said along with what I did this morning. Ms. Shabnam Lone, when I said the pressure of the media and the pressure of the parties in opposition, I did say this pressure only came into force after the Supreme Court, the apex court, gave its judgment. And the pressure was with regards to the inordinate delay on part of the government. Never did I say once that the parties in opposition or the media interfered with the legal process in place. So let's get facts first before we put them in the right perspective. Number two, we are talking about selective
Smriti Irani, Shabnam Lone says the process has been flouted. Shabnam Lone says the process of law has been flouted. Your response? I saw you raise your hand while she was making her introductory
I think that I would like to, at the onset, on Times Now, completely reject this attempt to play victim with the hanging of Afzal Guru. In fact, on Times Now tonight, I would like to applaud the Indian judicial system, which even gave a terrorist a chance to be a part of, to go through the due process of law. While Ms. Lone is deliberately, possibly not looking into the fact that this is the same judicial process that acquitted Gilani, this is the same judicial process that sentenced Shaukat Hussain, and this is the same system which allowed Shaukat Hussain for good behavior to get out of prison before he served his term, is the process through which Afzal Guru was awarded the death penalty. As an Indian today, I am grateful that we have a robust judiciary which, irrespective of the emotion and the anguish that the nation went through after the attack on Parliament, applied itself to all the evidence presented before it and then ensured that the maximum punishment as prescribed by the law is awarded to Afzal Guru. And I think apart from the Supreme Court verdict, which was placed before the entire nation, one should also hand over tapes of Afzal Guru's interviews to various journalists where he himself has confessed to the crime of attacking the Indian state.
I remember that.
Well, I would also like
don't
to
make Afzal Guru out to be a victim. Shabnam Lone, you will be treading on very thin ice, and you know that, because then we can get into details of exactly what Afzal Guru did, what his role was in the attack, what the evidence is against him, and what he was convicted of. I can debate that one-on-one with you, but Majid Memon has been waiting a long time. I want Majid Memon to come in, and then I'll come back to you. First to Majid Memon of the NCP, please. Go ahead, Mr. Memon.
Please give me a couple of minutes. Now see, I would with respect tell Shabnam Lone, she herself being a lawyer, I don't think there should be any difficulty for her to follow what I am trying to convey with highest respect. Afzal Guru's trial was conducted in an open way, in the sense that he was given an absolute opportunity to defend himself. His trial was concluded, and if the trial court found him guilty for an offence of murder, multiple murder, terrorism, and awarded death penalty, you are aware, madam, that when death sentence is awarded, it goes into double, triple scrutiny. There is a confirmation by the High Court, then there is appeal in the High Court, then there is appeal in the Supreme Court, and especially in the case of Afzal Guru, there was yet another innings in the Supreme Court by way of a review. You know, all these applications of mine by various judges did not notice this violation of the natural right which you are claiming today. It is very sad. You see, after having given him the maximum opportunity to defend himself, and as Arnav rightly says, that we can't find fault with the system, this particular judicial system of trial, more particularly when in the same trial, a similar offender like Gilani was given benefit of doubt. Gilani was not convicted because the evidence against him was not in a manner which could totally exclude his innocence, and therefore he was granted benefit of doubt. If Afzal Guru's conviction was upheld from court to court, right from bottom to the Supreme Court, right up to the review stage, and then if anybody, much less a lawyer, criticizing it, is nothing but bordering on contempt of court. So I think Ms. Lone will correct herself. Of course, as far as the delay in execution, timing of execution, political motivation are all debatable questions. For and against, one can speak. But if you are speaking against the findings by the highest court of this land, I think all the bar of this nation would be entirely in opposition. You will find, madam, I am sorry.
Would you like to correct yourself, Ms. Lone? I give you a second opportunity on this Newshour debate tonight, and I'd like to remind you, most